MBI, Youth and Community Development Services Providers.
Lights, camera, action.
Morale Builders Inc. proudly presents the MBI TV Showcase.
This is another Morale Builders Inc. TV Showcase coming to you.
Say a little bit about yourself, Mr. Smith.
Well, my name is Perry Smith. I'm president and chairman of Morale Builders Incorporated and executive producer of Morale Builders Inc. TV Showcase. We do TV showcases here in the studio and out in the field, on your block, at your church, at your business, at your organization. You are a star, and we would like to showcase and put you on TV. Morale Builders is a nonprofit 501c3 tax-exempt community organization, and we're a charitable organization. That means that we can fiscal sponsor your ideas in the community in 7 areas. 1, in education. 2, in health and sciences. 3, in housing and environment. 4, in economic and career development. 5, in leisure time activities. 6, in public safety. And 7, in communications. In these 7 areas, Chicago community, if you need an organization to come to, write your grants and your proposals. I'll give you funding sources, a tax credit for all 7 components. And we're looking for people to join our organization now. We should be having soon our meet, eat, and greet presentations and TV showcase. You can come on down. We'll probably have some at the Swift Mansion down on 45th and Michigan, and you'll be right there with Mr. Plump. You could get to meet him and the Grand Poobah, George Owens, and Matthew and Michael. They could come on down to the Swift Mansion on 45th in Michigan and come eat, do a TV show, and join our organization and one of the 7 component organizations, and we can make you a director of your program right now in one of those areas. Fundraise, income generating programs so that we could have programs for the community and be part of our TV show. And I don't want to get too long-winded. We'll save some for next time. But if you got a church or a restaurant, you want to say, well, we're here at Mama's Soul Food Restaurant. We'll showcase your restaurant, Chef Big Daddy Woo Woo in the back. And where people, they could smell your food on TV. They want to lick the TV screen, So come on down, y'all TV hosts, ladies, you want to say that you're a host. Be the new Oprah Winfrey. Come on down. Be part of our Mecca, Chicago Mecca. We're here in Chicago. We're united organizations to help you in the community. So, love you, and stay tuned. This is Perry Smith from Morale Builders Inc. TV Showcase, and we're here today with 2 great giants and pillars of Chicago black community, Mr. Maurice Perkins.
Yes, Maurice Perkins. Inner City Youth and Adult Foundation, 4500 South Michigan Avenue.
And
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., Black Panther Party Club, and Say the Hampton House.
And we're Morale Builders Inc. TV Showcase coming to you. You are a star, like these stars. Come on down to 4500 South Michigan Avenue in Bronzville at the historical Swift Mansion every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every week. That's every Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Telephone number, phone first, 312-978-9247. Thank you, love you, and see you. Stay tuned for the next show. Bye.
This is another Morale Builders Inc. TV showcase. You are here at the historical Swift Mansion, and we're here today. I'm George Owens, and we're going to be talking to some guests today, and we're here right now with the legendary Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. This brother does a lot in the community for activist. He's known well around the world, and we just want to get a chance for him to update us on a little bit about what he's been doing for the community, what he's been doing around the world, a little bit of history about himself. I mean, this guy goes with no words, no words to describe him, and there's his parents and things like that. But I'm gonna let him give you a little information about who he is, where he's been, and what he's been doing for the community. Can you introduce yourself, Mr. Fred, Chairman Hampton?
Right on. Oh, right on. Good to be. I'm honored and humbled to be here. I'm Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., son of Chairman Fred Hampton, and also of Accord and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah Johnson. I'm the international chairman of the Black Panther Party Cubs. That's the organization that's carrying the legacy of the Black Panther Party. I won't draw no foregone conclusion. Everybody know what the Black Panther Party was, because there's been a lot of attempts to obliterate or malign, in other words, to wipe out or misinform people what the Black Panther Party was. The Black Panther Party was a revolutionary organization, started October 15th, 1966, by Minister U.E.P. Newton and Chairman Bobby Seale. It grew to be an international organization. And right where we at, the city of Chicago, state of Illinois, going to be the largest chapter on leadership of Chairman Fred Hampton, who was the author of the Rainbow Coalition, who under his tenure, some of the survival programs the Black Panther Party had, like the free breakfast program, fed a minimum of 3,500 children a week. He was subsequently assassinated as a part of the infamous COINTEL program, as counterintelligence program, which the government had put a program in their own words to say it was created to discredit. Just click and hang it up. Yeah. Damn, my fault. I should create to discredit, dismiss, disrupt, and destroy any black nationalist movements, especially amongst the youth. Over 90% of it directed to the Black Panther Party. Fast forward to the day. Again, I'm the international chairman of the Black Panther Party Cubs. We say it's a tough act to follow. But we try our best to not walk in their footsteps with the Panther Paw steps. We got the Triple C's program, that's Children, Community, and Cubs. That's done in the spirit of the Black Panther Party Free Breakfast program. We got chapters in Saint Denis, France. Working on support base right now in Ghana, Africa. Support bases even in Ireland. But on any given Saturday, you can see us, right in front of the Hampton House. That's the major campaign we're working on. That's the house in which Chairman Fred grew up in Maywood, Illinois. We turned that to historical landmark. Matter of fact, got a hearing April 7th coming up, historical landmark status. And the street, I'm served to the people, you know what I'm saying? And just within the last 20 minutes, in real time, I'm talking to brothers and they give me flashbacks of war stories of, stuff that, campaigns we did about, I was locked up. I'm a former political prisoner also. And I'm just, again, I'm honored and humbled to be here. This is my home here also, the Swift Mansion, you know what I'm saying? The history that's been made here, this is a community anchor, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell the history of Chicago with taking this piece up out of it, you know what I'm saying? The mansion, real talk.
Okay. Well, one thing I would like to know, that's good to know about some of the history you got there, and I would like, me growing up, we're probably around the same age, just baby boomers. I was born in 1961, and I got a chance to see, and reach back in history and learn about what the Black Panthers were doing. I like all of the programs they had, and it was it started out, I researched U.E.P. Newton and all those guys, and I think it was positive, and we had positive role models back then, trying to get our people together. What are some of the things that you see today, being the age you are now, probably a baby boomer still, that's changed, whether it be in our music and what the kids are listening to, whether it be some of the senseless murders and killings that's out there? What do you think that we need as a community of people to pull together and to unify and start listening to our leaders, community activists such as yourself? How should we approach some of those things as the young individuals come up today? What do you suggest that we do as a people?
I think it's a natural. I think the Alcoholics Anonymous say the first step in addressing the problem is recognizing we got a problem. And we say, being oppressed is embarrassing. It's embarrassing what we're going through as a people. Other communities, other people have what we call acknowledged war. It's acknowledged. Like there's discussion going on right now about the detrimental impact of people in Ukraine about the impacts of not just the physical toll, not the physical death, but also the psychological and depression, all that. But our community people don't acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned the music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a long shot. You know what I'm saying? These are really propaganda bombs. You know, so you can turn on any given day, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, with these children are bombarded with. You know, it's a lawsuit going on right now in California, where these white parents are suing social media, TikTok and other media outlets. They suing them because they talking about the impact it has had on their children. You know what I'm saying? And this with our community, even when there was uprisings in Egypt and other places, they said that the role that they call it social engineering. All this had to be put in context what's going on in our community. But nobody, you know what I'm saying, to come in our community, these terms is not acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? And so we really got to struggle just to put it in context, because how they say knowing is half the battle. Once we start saying this, you know, okay, why these children like this? I watched a movie yesterday called Gully. Gully, had a powerhouse cast, and it was actually showing you these youngsters, man, the type of drugs, the pills they own now, the type of social media. You know what I'm saying? The games you press, how realistic it look. You can press, you can kill somebody and press restart and go back up. You know what I'm saying? And these young cats, they say, how these rappers, you know, all these different type of weapons and stuff. You know, the type of gangs, all this stuff is impacting us. You know, but we gotta. You know, we say Black Panther Party Cubs, we gotta stay consistent. You know, we gotta not only do, you know, the conventional ways to organize, hitting the streets, but also it's a quote I like by Minister U.E.P. Newton. He say, one of his many quotes. He say, power is the ability to define phenomenon and make it act in desired manner. Power is the ability to define phenomena and make act in desired manner. We have to study these youngsters too. We can't be detached from them. Okay. You know, so we gotta have our ear to the ground. You know, so what they doing. You know, that's why it's strategic. Like even at the mansion, you had a poetry set. You know what I'm saying? We gotta like going fishing. You know, you gotta get them in here, meet them where they at. Harriet tell them put her ear to the ground. The Negro spirituals. Like we say, oh, she just singing some Negro song. No, she tapping into where the people at. Reverend Nat Turner, he say, okay, what's phenomenal? He defined the church. He said, all right, praise the Lord, pass ammunition. Mm-hmm. Chairman Fred, he studied the people. He said, man, these cats, they in organizations. They're like, oh man, I only talk to them, they gang bang. But Chairman Fred said, oh, wait a minute. This is a reality. Mm-hmm. So we have to define it and make it work in desired manner. So that's how we got to address it.
One other question I'd like to ask you. It's kind of about like with the George Floyd thing and police brutality and the role of our the public officials that we have. What's your take? Because I know I think the Black Panther started out on us having respect and getting the respect that we deserve from our police officials and things and actually the government and things of that nature. So coming in this generation, and from what was happening back in the 60s and things that they had to go through and what we're going through now, what is your take on what we should do or how we should participate or not participate with our government officials, police department? How should we work that in to be in alignment? Or what do you see as a young individual, a black individual today in society?
Right on. And, you know, I like how you said, you know, what should we participate or not participate? Because ain't no absolute. We got to, you know, assess certain situations. Because like I tell, like we had come from a position of power. We got to organize. Like people say, well, are you going to vote? Are you going to do this and that? Any dynamic that we engage in, it got to be, you know what I'm saying, on our terms. And even it should be noted, the Black Panther Party, first name of the Black Panther Party was the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Right. That was the first name of it. And they, you know what I'm saying, some of the main duties was to, you know what I'm saying, patrol the community, let you know what you legally obligated, you know what I'm saying, to reveal to the police, you know what I'm saying, name, a couple more things, that's it, that's all. And Minister U.E.P. Newton said we must even politicize the gun. So it wasn't just a gun detached from the political organ of the Black Panther Party. Also it connected to the community, to the people. And we able to tap into the hearts and minds of the people. A lot of the issues, like, you know, just the blatant poverty, you know what I'm saying? And now that's in some cases now, you get a lot of cats who got money, who got resources, you know what I'm saying? But they still ain't got that question of power. You know what I'm saying? They still can be, every day you look on social media, you see some famous rapper, you know what I'm saying, who got a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, getting gunned down. So we got to be able to distinguish that thing, that of power. So we got to meet the people where they at, and you know what I'm saying. And we also got to be armed with it's this philosophical tool we relate to called dialectical materialism. And that means really, amongst other things, it takes into account that everything is born and growing and dying and disintegrating. So what may be a good move for the yesterday might not be a good move for the day. You know what I'm saying? But we almost got to have a consistent line. Like, okay, this we clear. It may use different terms, but it's really it's a war on our people. If you were to take some of the narratives happening in our community and switch it around, like just say let's go with the death toll. You know, say for the last 2 days in Chicago, infamously referred to as Chirac. Say, okay, just don't point out that 38 people were shot and 12 of them dead, murdered. If you said 38 poodles, 38 white poodles, dogs. If you put that narrative on tomorrow and say 38 poodles dead in Chicago, man, you talking about every state agency in the world gonna shut it down, and it ain't gonna be no type of discussion like, well, do you think it's the dogs, it's killing the dogs? Somebody gonna say, hold, wait a minute. It's somebody in power, some kennel, somebody in power isn't good. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no way possible that these dogs are popping off each other. You know what I'm saying? Then let's know and say, well, wait a minute. These puppies. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So just that whole dynamic, you know what I'm saying, heightening, because it's to the point, the propaganda, it's like it's normal. You know what I'm saying? Even within our community, we got to heighten the contradictions, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, we can't afford to engage no euphemisms, dress it up, water it down. Hey, man, they wiping us out. It's genocide, and we say terms. Like we got a bill called African Anti-Terrorism Bill. We've been pushing it over 2 decades. It's talking about the terrorism that black folks go through. The site where Chairman Fred and the Defense of the Mark Clark was assassinated at, we call that ground zero. We got to use these terms. You know what I'm saying? Those I say like that's the mansion. This is a community anchor. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You got to use certain terms. It becomes like terms are important. That's why when the U.S. aggression against Vietnam, they didn't refer to the Vietnamese people as Vietnamese. They said the VCs. They made the soldiers feel disconnected. You know what I'm saying? They make moves on them. We got to use, you know what I'm saying, terms in our community. Like we don't say somebody's a dope fiend and they strung out. We say they demoralized. You know what I'm saying? They go through the demoralized. But when you talk about these Percocet and different type of pills in our community, call it chemical biological warfare. You know what I'm saying? You can't even, like you said, you can't find no watermelons, no organic watermelons no more. Even the drugs out here now. It's so much, man, they putting fentanyl on the weed. You know what I'm saying? Right. They hitting these shows with so many chemicals. It's not that easy or simplistic just to say, okay, listen, this is a good person or a bad person, stop the violence. The chemicals, this chemical, they tapping into them. You know what I'm saying? I had a situation at the Hampton house the other day. The cat, he a good dude. My face locked up, you know. So we got the community refrigerator. You come get the free food out there. The way he was acting, I was able to sense and people type of narcotics he was off of. I said, man, man, hold on, take you a breather, man. I said, move him. So it's all talk to us. No, ain't no talking to. I know what's happening here. And later on, they said, man, yeah, dude was half that, you know what I'm saying, the dope. I said, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? And who I am, I got to be what Richard Pryor called a peopleologist. Okay. I got to be a peopleologist. You know what I'm saying? When I come into a school last week, I'm talking to some juveniles, some youngsters. So I walk in, I tell one of them to hold the phone, the video. I look at him, I turn, I say, whoa, I get to the other one. They ask me, they say, why you didn't give it to him? I said, man, I just stick and move. Now, I ain't coming there, I ain't got time to figure out what's his astrological sign. I peeped the dynamics about him. You know what I'm saying? What came out, when he's going, the struggles he was going through. Okay. So we got to assess, we damaged goods. We got to assess what we're dealing with it and move accordingly. Okay.
One topic you hit on a little bit was gentrification, and so I want to find a little bit about how you feel about, the areas that we may have once owned or protected, the Cabrini Greens, the Henry Hornets, some of the Rockwell projects, a lot of the different things that's on the west side. And do you feel that they're moving or gentrification for blacks? And then do you feel that they're using those same TIF dollars that they're taxing us on and putting it in the right locations? Do you feel that displacing some of those, putting it in the downtown areas? How do you feel on some of those?
Great question. Areas? I was going to take 2 seconds to flip this thing over the face. I can't take no 2-second break, could I?
Yeah, you actually can take a break. What we can do is we're gonna play some of your music, and we're gonna have some of your stuff come along, and we're gonna take a station break. We're gonna be coming right back with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
With this question,
right?
Y'all Real talk.
Right. It's a few things that we can just learn from our generation of us being baby boomers and what we see just in our eyes versus what was there. So we see all of these things coming along right now as far as gentrification and things of that nature that we need to talk to some of our elected officials about, talk to some of the police department about, because it is a genocide, I feel, on some of our people. So we need to have this open discussion because that's what's leading to some of this poverty, gang violence, and a lot of other stuff on territory that, now if we go in the Mexican neighborhood or anything like that, they feel that they own certain boundaries and setting boundaries, and it's okay for some of them to tote machine guns and Glocks, this, that, and other. But if it was a bunch of black men running around like the Black Panthers used to do in the day, and we protected our own communities, it would be World War IV or V at that point. So we want to talk about some of these issues because I think it's a good thing to start the dialogue about what we do, how do we go forward, and what things that we should be to protect ourselves as a community. So we'll be right back.
We right back. We right black at y'all, man. Real talk.
Right black.
Real talk.
Soon in the IRS appear with the motherfucking broom, it's the same old thing. And the police ain't changed, you can damn no sweat. What you see is what you get, so we connect. Free them all, but behind the wall we follow protocol. So fuck the law. Free them all, yeah, they each, but I'm ready to take their life down life. And I was in bad sex, and I was rapping on the tip. Doing time, learning lessons, free all my real hitters. Sitting down and saying quick, free them all, yeah, that each, but I'm ready to take their life down life. And I was in bad sex, I was rapping on the tip. Doing time, learning lessons, free all my real hitters. Sitting down and saying quick.
Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Now we told y'all we gonna ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Now I know that y'all gonna heard us now. We gonna need y'all to stay focused and stay locked and loaded. Just in case one of these days y'all get called to do a lot. Now they say kill the Marines, they kill them all, and it's God sort them out. And we say got that on the PLCT say free them all, and the people sort them out. Free them all, and the people sort them out. The people sort them out. Free them all, free them all, and the people sort them out. Free them all. Free them all.
Somebody tell them that it's baby love. Shout out my nigga Tax Deuce. Look, W's up in the air and mine stand for the web. Catch the west side, nigga, we gon' open his head. W's up in the air and mine stand for the web. Catch the west side, nigga, we gon' open his head. Stop my gang on mine, so nothing funny. Call up the homies, we out here learning. Look at the niggas down with the burner that we got her coming. We turn in the corner, I be on the hit, nigga, that's for us. I'm probably taking it, I know feel it fast. Probably person that my nigga was shot. Nigga see us, I'm taking it for fast. That's on the it's not a gang.
That's worse with it. In all likelihood, since this musical mercenary for the machine, like hard candy bomb dropped. During this time, we backed up by banging beats. One way or another, funded by the U.S. government. Agenda, improve the destiny by U.S. imperialism. Mission, taking back the days of the Batista regime. Now these killers have got so absurd that even some miscreants from Miami feel confident enough to throw in a few words. Exile child from Cuba. In other words, this shit that got so twisted, and then you got fools barking behind pieces of they pit bulls. This here be opened up, no state stamps applied. People take a product, no one even take a product. Revolution, hasta solution. Revolution is the only solution. Only how they take power to the people. Free the crucified, free all political prisoners. Hands up for South support. Revolution, hasta solution. What's it called? Free them all. We respect no colonial borders. This is an international thing. OEB, POCC, PDBC, back at the Party Club. Who yet? From home studio. Let us not forget what former U.S. President John F. Kennedy did with the Bay of Pigs. Can you dig it? Still jumping out here. Revolution, hasta solution. Revolution is the only solution. But they out of here take power to the people.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I love me some Hampton family because Hampton family got power to me, and we have to keep that power going on. Power to the people.
Power to the people. Right on.
Power to the people. Thank you.
Right on. Well, thank you. I was born actually 2.5 weeks after the assassination of Chairman Fred Hampton, who was assassinated December the 4th, along with defense head Mark Clark on the west side of Chicago. I was born 2.5 weeks later, December 29th. My first jail cellie was my mother-to-be, then 19-year-old Deborah Johnson. You know, so that was my first contact with the judicial system. You know, we said the Cubs, the legacy of Black Panther Party is a tough act to follow, but we try our best to carry it on. I just want to just say again, I'm honored and humbled that y'all we come out here to do this show right here today. I want to put out there to the people. Y'all get in contact with us. We say the streets are our office. Our work hours are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We ain't hard to find, but you can find us in particular, 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? Get us on Facebook at Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? Also email us. We savethehamptonhouse@gmail.com. www.savethehamptonhouse.org. Get up with us, support us, put the word out. It's called Free 'em All. Save the Hampton House. It's bigger than the building, more significant than the structure.
Okay, we're back. We're right here again with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. And we talked a little bit earlier before station break there. We talked about a couple of topics, but we kind of want to talk about the gentrification of our communities, the Cabrini Greens, the Henry Hornets, Rockwell, and using some of those TIF dollars that they took and supposed to rebuild TIF, SIF dollars and stuff that the government took. And a lot of times they rebuild the downtown areas or displace those funds in the other areas as opposed to maybe giving them into low poverty areas and building up our communities so that it could curtail some of the violence and having schools shut down. A lot of these things I feel contribute to the degradation of our communities and things of that nature. So some of it is systematic, but going from this point of what we should do today and how do we move forward to curtail some of the gang violence, some of the truce wars, and some of the, not only just maybe black on black crime, but just when we go outside of our communities, how they're taking most of those community boundaries away, which is creating that paradigm of where do we go? Can we go across this block? Or shutting down schools where they have to go across gang territory to even get into certain areas. I want to see what Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. has to say about that, just coming from this age and being able to see some of these things happen in his lifetime, not the 60s. This is happening right now. So can you just address some of those issues that we are confronted with today in our communities?
Right on. It's imperative that, like, when you talk about Chicago, infamously referred to as Chirac, deal is certain areas like Inglewood, North Lawndale in particular are targeted. You know what I'm saying? It's not by happenstance. It's not because the weather bad on that end, says out of town, so on and so forth. We dying by design, and the deal is our people, black people in particular, not treated like the Rodney Dangerfields of all races. In other words, no respect. We're raised up for other people to benefit of. It's like a tactic they do inside the prisons. Illinois prisons in particular got a tactic where they would start giving a lot of guys cases, and they would transfer you down south. So you get a transfer. You say, well, these cases, these tickets popping up. So you get transferred. Come to find out, places like Johnson County, other places down south, needed these numbers down there for the Census Bureau. Was taking the census that, you know what I'm saying? And so the numbers in these little small towns, the numbers to reflect the prison population. So then after the county down in these white rural areas get the resources, get the funding, then they bounce you back up north. You mentioned about the TIF funding, the tax increment funding. You know what I'm saying? You go back and look through the back of the yards area in Bridgeport, you know what I'm saying, areas that the Dailies grew up at. You say, wow, these houses are, pretty good. And actually, these are areas where, where poor white people wear, like it's a movie, Shameless. It's a TV show called Shameless. Shameless. They talk about, the poor white people in Chicago. But you see the beneficiaries of the resources, the TIF money, you go swimming pools, everything over there. Because similar to different campaigns, different fights, affirmative action. These are trigger words or code words that you can grab black people as the face of it, you know what I'm saying? And then once it tap into the heartstrings of the people that, oh, we got to stop this, you know what I'm saying? Even the projects. The projects, you know what I'm saying, initially, you look at the initial bill design form, you know what I'm saying, and look at the initial speeches that were delivered by Mayor Daley, you know what I'm saying, for poor people, so on and so forth, and you get vague with it, you know what I'm saying, you got to be real careful, you know what I'm saying, with these terms, you know what I'm saying, affirmative action, you know what I'm saying, or poor people, you got to be, you know, especially in Chicago, which was and for all practical purposes remains to be one of the top segregated cities in the country, you know what I'm saying, so we had to take into account the race and the class issue in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, in particular. So all these dynamics must be inclusive in the conversation, man, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, what's going on, why it's going down, why, you know what I'm saying, why certain, everything down to the type of street lights in our community. You go through Inglewood, Chicago at nighttime, you say, man, why the lights so, they dimmer, it's darker there. They do studies and say, okay, you know, crime is more apt, you know, more apt to happen if it's dark. So it's created. They did tests with the projects. If we put certain rats on top of each other, you know what I'm saying, then take away the services, you know what I'm saying, I mean, like old TV show Good Times. You know what I'm saying? Then they put you with a person like Bookman, you know what I'm saying? So it's done strategically, you know what I'm saying? In other communities acknowledge it. Like they talking about right now, you don't see people over there we're having in Ukraine talking about, well, they just some bad children. They saying, listen, they behavior is affected by what's happening. You know what I'm saying? In Iraq, you know, they talked about, man, this is happening as a result of the depleted uranium and the chemical biological warfare. So we have to really struggle to put this in context of people who are under attack. You know, and I'm talking about consistently. Everything from our bonds, we need to call them ransoms. You know what I'm saying? Look at when the police were after our community, it's like an occupying army. Ain't nobody coming through getting no cats on no trees. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we have to really listen to go look at some of these video games. But these children play up to my real, they got a thing with these cats now. These cats be in they call trap houses. Okay. And they throw these little glasses on, and it's like you assimilation, like you having sex, you know what I'm saying? So these cats ain't never had no actual relationship with no real woman, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for them, you know how they view women. Okay. They do studies with algorithms on how to, you know, it ain't a question if you're a good person or a bad person, how to trigger you, what taps into your emotion, what image. I think I'm relatively, you know, conscious of certain things. It's certain songs I catch myself repeating. I'm like, you know, the beat. You know what I'm saying? We have to be upfront about that. Right.
Another thing I kind of want to go back on, I know you had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Webb Evans. I did before he passed away, and you were at some of his conventions and some of our Bad Black meetings. And Dr. Evans, rest his soul, was always talking about us buying from one another and sharing our dollars with each other. What do you feel that we need to do as individuals in our community, black individuals, whatever, to start loving each other more, spending money with each other, and sharing our dollars and the wealth that we have in our black communities?
Structure. Okay. Structure. See, this is, you know, these are reactionary times. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, you know, it breeds reactionary responses. And it's so many, you know, you can't even, like even now, the ruling class, the system say the definition of conservative or liberalism is like, it's kind of changing. They make it, really, they assess it to their end goal. Like, okay, this is a liberal now. You know, like, hold on, that's not I knew it was liberal, you know what I'm saying? But we have to be consistent with our definition, like in our community, some guardrails. You know what I'm saying? People can't be no revolving door. You come in, like, let's discuss right now about reparations right now. And a lot of people become, we say, black when it's beneficial, Panthers when it's profitable, and Cubs when it's comfortable. Okay. We gotta hold people accountable. Say you live in your household, our last name the Joneses. We in the Jones household. Mm-hmm. We say, okay, man, we need somebody to take out the garbage on Monday. Oh man, you know, I'm going, you know, I'm gonna go stay with another family. I'm not part of that family. Okay, cool. Okay. Then family reunion pop up, eat the food. Who is that? Get him? Us Uncle Son said he went to John. Hold on, he just said he went with us. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We all hold people to checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? That way, you know how we respect it. You know what I'm saying? People pull stuff on us they wouldn't pull no other community. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine. It's a white dude named Pastor Mike. He says the lyrics out of the black music. And when he say it, you be like, what? He says, you Google him. Okay.
Okay.
He say the words, you be like, man, what did that dude just say? But this the music. You know what I'm saying? It's man, you couldn't pay some of these other communities, man. The politicians, just pop up at a parade. Hold on, man. Okay. You know, the churches. You go to the churches in the different communities, man. You see the pastor, the preacher. You know what I'm saying? Okay, man, my son's going to be applying for this scholarship. You know what I'm saying? How's his daughter doing? It's a community. A community. You got Stephen Biko of the Black Conscience Movement, who was assassinated in Pretoria, South Africa, occupied Azania. He say, we used to be around a beer keg in Africa, talking about relationships, politics, all that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You can't. A lot of times people say, okay, even a relationship, it impacts you. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Man, that's why they have that in the Army. They have the TV show called Army Wives, where they relate. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got to be in the Army, but she can relate to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a conversation. Ain't no detached. So you got to be a community. You come out. You know what I'm saying? Like even street organizations, they call it gangs. They would come out. You know what I'm saying? They interact with people that are like mine. In the 1960s, it wasn't just the Black Panther Party. Mm-hmm. It was a climate. We seen devil disciples say, man, we the black disciples now. Due to political education, we see them cheering for the Black Panther Party. You see the Vice stores, the Free Medical Center. Okay. Disciples of the Free Breakfast Program. Stones become the Black Peace Stone Nation. It was the music. James Brown said, man, what you saying? I'm black and I'm proud. It was a different climate. Okay. And even the government said it was a record low they called black on black crime. Okay.
What about a lot of? I think we could address some of our single parents. Most of the males being taken out of the homes and incarcerated or whatever. And most of the women raising single 2 or 3 family with 2 or 3 children, maybe even more on public assistance or whatever. What do you feel about them taking the males from off out of the homes, incarcerating most of them, and us raising single parent homes, whether it be a male or female raising single family parent homes?
And you can look at adults, man, and pretty much do. You can tell what they've been deprived of. You know what I'm saying? That balance. You know what I'm saying? That balance. You know what I'm saying? I tell people I feel fortunate falling from a tree of 2 freedom fighters, Chairman Fred Hampton and also Deborah Johnson, not known as Cool and Jerry. That balance, man. And it's certain. They had a piece on the Animal Channel, National Geographic. The elephants going through they call musk, puberty. They get up, they turn a certain age, they start bumping each other. It wasn't there's some bad elephants. That's natural. They bumping each other. They brought one bull down. Okay. His presence alone. You can watch some of these guys, man, of a certain age, you can mention certain names of them. You can mention watch their body language. You can say, man, Chief Malik, Chairman Larry Hoover. You can say just certain men, just the men. You can watch their body. You can see it kick back in. You know what I'm saying? Right. That you know what I'm saying? That discipline. That's the mention. Okay. Not even their physical presence. Man, even they say clinically speaking, men refute. They release pheromones, certain chemical. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, phenomenal cat, man. I met before, I had the honor of meeting before, we gonna meet again. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle, man, he went back to Eritrea, his homeland. He said at a certain time of day, they call the dawn, call the prayer, shut the whole place down. Everybody stop going, they go eat dinner, you sit down. So I grew up, my biological father wasn't there, but the climate, you know what I'm saying? He left a legacy. A legacy more important in your life, you know what I'm saying? And then I can pick up from different, I learned how to shave about eavesdropping on some guys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Our community, you got to grab what you can grab. You know what I'm saying? Take Marcus Garvey, say take with the plan, let the rest fly.
Okay. Well, these are some great tips. We've been sitting here today with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. I'm going to get him a chance to talk about how you can get in touch with him. I think you may have some things that you want to mention about some of the products or things that you may want to even show the people that you have with the name of your organization.
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., y'all, you know what I'm saying? The streets is our office. Our work hours 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you can find us anywhere and everywhere, but also in particular at the Hampton House. You can go to SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. You come to 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois, 60153. You know what I'm saying? This community anchor right here. Catch you right here at the mansion. We're gonna be coming through here, you know what I'm saying? Making history, taking history, taking history, and taping history. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check in. I think we're gonna do it on Sundays, I believe. Y'all check in with the Morale Builders, you know what I'm saying? Incorporated TV showcase. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Y'all come through. And what your input is? What you think? You know, you might say, well, I disagree with Chairman Fred. It's okay. Come sit down, man. Talk to the brothers when they get here. You know what I'm saying? Say, okay, what you can put in, dialogue, like that's a necessary ingredient, and you know what I'm saying, making this happen. I ain't no dictator. I'm a servant of the people. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And we got, like I say, it's embarrassing being oppressed. Quote me on that. It's embarrassing being oppressed. So a lot of times we try to jive ourselves about it. We have a place we can come through, sit down, you know what I'm saying? Say, okay, Chairman, your Hampton house is out there in Maywood. I'm on the south side. I feel like I can't come all the way. Come on with me on 45th in Michigan, set up a date, come through on Sunday. Let's dialogue. Sit here, chop it up. Your thoughts, you know what I'm saying? That's how other people, that's a community. You know, they don't go to church just to release. They go to church and figure out, okay, man, this is an issue in our community, man. That's an abandoned building, blah, blah. What's your thoughts on it? Well, I didn't know such and such know how to do carpentry. You know what I'm saying? Just even the dialogue, you know what I'm saying? It's resources. People say, how did Black Panther Party feed a minimum of 3,500 children a week free in the free breakfast program? Right. Man, it's so much resources in our community, but I think it's so destabilized. Who even know? I just walk my block blindfolded and tell you what family stayed there. You know what I'm saying? Now, man, ain't no sugar so you don't know who is who. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And we gotta be up front. It's last time we told on, man, the cartel is in Chicago. Like, you know what I'm saying? People just think it's just, man, it's so many different dynamics that's going down that cats don't even want to know about. You know what I'm saying? I'm using that term loosely, community, because really it's destabilized, man. But then again, man, we got to talk about it in venues like this here. Man, say make history, take history, and tape history.
Well, that sounds great to me. Once again, you're right here with Morale Builders, Inc. TV Showcase, Global City Unity. We have the Omnibus Roundtables. We're right here at the Swift Mansion with the Inner City Youth Foundation. Let's start the dialogue that we need to just talk to our communities about. Let's listen at some of the music that we're listening to. Let's bring us some conscious rap, some music that'll change the paradigm of what our young individuals are living with today. And let's all work together to unify our communities. Let's make a better community, a better foundation for each and every one of us, because you're the missing link in helping us build the foundation that we need for the next generations to come. You can say anything you want to finish it.
Right on. Let's also respectfully tell people, let's get involved, not start this, because a lot of times people come in, they think because they just hearing about it. You guys, it's so much. It's history here. I'm talking you about the historical truces, peace in Chicago. I'm talking legends. You know what I'm saying? Politics is like real estate. Time and location, all, you know what I'm saying? You say, okay, we can't do that right now. Man, we got the location, got the timing, got the ability to document it, record it. Man, let's do it. Let's continue it. Like I say, man, you come in, you're going to be inspired when you see this. You say, oh, I didn't know such. The history of organizations. And we had issues in the past. I don't want to romanticize it. We had a lot of struggles, man. But the Black Panther Party say differences between the people are reconcilable. Differences in people in the state are irreconcilable.
So you heard it right here. Let's start the dialogue. We're looking for you to be the next part. And remember, you are a star. So we're looking for you next time. Come right here so we can showcase you and give you the platform to talk about these issues that can change our communities. Stay tuned for the next program, and love you. Check us out on YouTube and all the other social media websites, and call the numbers at the bottom of the screen. We are associated with a lot of different organizations, a lot of different resources, and right here you'll be able to let us show the way that we want to be portrayed as individuals in our community. Right here at the Swift Mansion is legendary. We have so much history, so many people coming through here. We have Mr. Perkins, who's been here and working with the community for years. We've got some of the interviews that we're going to put in as inserts. We're going to show positive music, positive video clips of the music that we have here today with some of our individuals, because they're great. We have so much talent in our communities. You need to be aware of what's in your community so that we can all change it and make it better for all of us. Thank you. Love you. Until next time, keep informed and call the number at the bottom of the screen. Love you. Thank you, Brother Fred.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, brother.
All right. Woo! We don't die, we multiply.
We multiply. Show you right. Freedom. We all.